So, my name is Naila Trout, the host of Curious to Inspire, where we share inspiring messages from people. They're going to come onto this podcast in hopes of inspiring others. Today, I'm so happy and so pleased to introduce my guest today. It is my wonderful brother, Damon Melfi. Thank you, Damon, for agreeing to come on to my podcast. I always say that I just think you're inspiring, number one. You know, I admire you. You inspire me. You just are really, I always say, a good dude. You just genuinely. So I'm anxious or just excited to hear what inspiring lesson you have to share today.
Yeah, likewise.
So thank you for being here, Damon.
Yeah, likewise.
I appreciate it.
Thank
I really
you for having
appreciate
me. It's always good to see you. Likewise. So my inspiring.
So, well, what it is what has been a pivotal moment in your life or a valuable lesson that you learned that you are willing to share in hopes of inspiring and helping others?
Okay, that's an excellent question. I have several, but I'll limit it just to one. And I would say that happiness comes from within. So don't try to seek happiness from someone else, whether it be your spouse or a material item or your kids, whatever it may be. Happiness comes from within. So that's what I learned. That's how I try to live my life, to not rely on anybody to make me happy. I make myself happy, whether it be my thoughts or whether it be me doing an activity that I enjoy, or when someone does try to bring me down or make me sad or mad or whatever the case may be, I challenge myself not to give that person any power to take my happiness away. So I try to slow down what's going on and say, okay, this person feel like they're trying to agitate me or make me angry, but I'm not going to let that happen. So I may say to myself, this person's not that important for me to get mad at whatever action they're doing or whatever word they may say. Or I'll give you a real example, like at work. Sometimes you may greet somebody in the morning. You may say, hey, good morning, ma'am. Good morning, sir. They may not say nothing back to you. They may walk right past you like you didn't exist. I'm not going to get mad. It is what it is. It's not the end of the world. I'm still going to have a great day. Next day when I see them, I'll say good morning again to them. You know, I'm not going to have no animosity or hatred. I'm not going to be like, oh, that's the person that never says hi to me. I'm still say hi to them the next day. I feel like I'm better than that, to let someone make me upset or take away my happiness. So that's one of the lessons that I learned in life and I try to live by every day. It's not easy. Sometimes I do get upset, or some people get under my skin, but for the most part, no one ever really bothers me or brings down my happiness. I always have a cheerful attitude, demeanor about myself. I'm always smiling, always happy-go-lucky. So that's a lesson, main lesson that I learned.
That is a great lesson, Damon. Okay, so were you always that way? Did something happen that made you say, okay, no, I'm not going to let people take away my happiness or my joy? Was there something that caused that, or would you say you were always that way?
Yes, I can't say it was a singular thing that caused it. I think my upbringing with my mom, my stepdad, my family in general, yourself included, I think having positive people around me that fed my self-esteem to be at a high level, I think that helped. Them being positive, having a positive outlook on life, that helped. So I think it started with my family life, my home life. I think that fed into that. And as I got older, I just found that things that bothered others just didn't bother me. It was just simply bounce off of me. Like somebody would say something, as long as they didn't try to, put hands on me or try to cause me physical harm, I really didn't care. I really didn't feel the need to have to match their energy. So if they're yelling or getting upset, I can remain calm and stoic. An example recently happened about a year ago. My son plays football, and I should share this or not. I'm trying to think. Okay, I shared. My son plays football, and he played football, and I felt the coach didn't handle the game the way he should dealing with my son. So I wanted to address it right then and there. I didn't want to wait till the next practice after the game. I approached the coach and told him what issue I had with the game regarding my son. And the coach was very irate, yelling, moving his hands and stuff like that. And I just remained calm, listened to what he had to say. Then I responded. Sometimes he would cut me off. He was really animated and all that stuff. And I remember one father, when I seen him to practice on Tuesday, one of the fathers said, "Man, I never seen anybody so calm and relaxed in a situation like that." Mm-hmm. I would have been matching his energy, yelling at him too. But I think when you do that, I think you can't think clearly when you let your emotions get the best of you. So I remained calm. I listened to what he was saying. I said what I said, and that was that, you know. But I didn't. So I guess that was the one time where maybe a little bit of my happiness was taken away because dealing with my son. I'll be honest with you. So when it deals with my son, my blood does boil a little bit. But typically, I'm able to remain, calm and not let mostly anybody get the best of me. Like in life, I try to slow things down. So again, if I find that my blood's starting to boil, I'm trying to get a little upset, I try to slow it down, assess what's going on, and say, okay, let me relax, let me calm myself. I may do something or say something I don't want to say or do, or I feel like I'm gonna lead this experience having issues sleeping at night, gonna be thinking about it, whatever it may be. So I try to put it in its proper perspective and go on from there.
Yeah. That's a great example. Okay. Great example.
All right, thank you.
And that's something that just talking to you, you're my brother. Yes, so yes. I've known that about you too. You're you're not going to let somebody else change who you are. And that's really admirable.
Yes.
So another question I have would be, because with this podcast, we're trying to inspire, and too, we want to give people tools. And I know for you, like what you just stated, it's because your upbringing, people who loved on you and increased your self-esteem. And so you knew to just, your own happiness comes from within.
Yes.
Are there any form of resources or tools that you could say that may help someone else who's not there, they're not there, but maybe can help them get to that place as well if they seek to?
Yes, absolutely. It doesn't happen overnight. I think what happens with me, how I got to this point, how I try to maintain at this point is self-care, like taking care of yourself, not just physically, but mentally. I'm constantly telling myself positive things about myself, not like an arrogant way, but just that I believe in myself. Like I work out a lot, I go hiking a lot. And sometimes you see people that are well more advanced than you are. They're going up and down the trail, they're running up the trail, and I'm just walking up the trail. But I always tell myself, you're in competition with yourself. You're in competition with yourself. I'm not in competition with this person or that person. I'm doing this for myself to get better. And that helps with my mental too, just working out, sweating, trying to stay in shape. It's a great way to start my day. I find that I'm more relaxed. I'm more calm. It helps, regulate my emotions. I just feel better. I just feel stronger. So I think that's one thing. Just your self-talk. We all have that inner voice. We have these thoughts that enter our mind. Sometimes it's negative. Sometimes it's positive. Mm-hmm. But if you can, try to tell yourself some positive things. I think my diet helps a lot. I try to eat healthy. And I think I'm a firm believer what you eat dictates the way you feel. So if you're eating like a lot of junk, and again, I'm not perfect, so I eat junk too. So I'm not saying I eat healthy or every meal, but I try to. But I find when I do eat more healthy foods, like, your vegetables and fruits, I just feel better overall, as opposed to when I eat fast food or fried foods or sweets. I feel like what it is. I feel like crap. But when I eat healthy foods, I feel more alive. I have more energy. I'm regular. As it comes in, it goes out shortly after. So that makes you feel better. You're not constipated. So things like that. I think to wrap it up and sum it up, I think more so just try to have like positive thoughts in your head. Positive people around you helps too. And then a healthy diet and a healthy lifestyle. I think that stuff really helps. And that's all I really.
Okay, that's great. So the final thing, and you kind of said it, but the final thing I want to ask you, what is your go-to for self-care?
Yes.
So it doesn't have to pertain, it may pertain to the topic you gave, but just in general. Okay. What is your go-to for self-care?
Okay, that has to be like a singular thing or multiple thing or just like
you can talk about multiple things. Okay. What's your go-to for self-care?
Yeah, I think I have a wife and a son, so definitely spending time with them. That's self-care. As you get older, you realize family is so important. I was spending time with my sister, my mom, my stepdad, my family in general. But you realize as you get older, life is not promised tomorrow. And what really matters is your family, your friends, the group of people that you know that really love you and care about you. You want to maximize that time with them. So, especially my son, he's coming up. So I definitely want to spend quality time with him, talk to him, listen to him. But of course, you can't get those years back. So right now he's 12, and I can't say 10 years from now he's 22. I wish I would have said this to him. I wish I would have had this time with him. So I'm grateful to have a job that's not that demanding to where I can come home every day. I'm not working long hours. I have friends that they can't spend a lot of time with their kids because their job is so demanding. So they're making a lot of money. They're able to, provide for their family, but they're never there. Their kids barely know them. Matter of fact, I remember Montel Williams' kids spoke about him that as a father, he was there for them financially, but as far as like in their life, in and out, he wasn't there because of his career, obviously. And they always wish that they rather have his time than all his money. So I think spending time with family is important. If you can, like, get outside and get some fresh air. I like to work out, but I don't like to work out in the gym. I rather work out outside with the fresh air and the sun. So that's very therapeutic. Like I can do it most days, to where I go outside and at least walk at minimum. And I don't know if you guys know this, but every time I work out, whether it's just walking, running, hiking, whatever the case may be, I have nothing but pleasant thoughts. I'm thinking about something that happened positive in the past, or I'm thinking about something I'm going to do in the future, but never once has a negative thought entered my mind. It's always positive. I can't stress. I'm not sure you out there had that same experience, but I know each time I always work out, I always have that experience. And that kind of brings me back to self-care, is have your me time. I'm an advocate that people need their me time. Whatever that looks like for you, you need your me time. So my me time is going to the hiking trails or walking, or sometimes just sitting someplace and just me and my thoughts, just complete silence. Some people call it meditating or praying, whatever it may be. But I'm a firm believer that everyone needs me time, whatever that looks like. Some people may, I don't know, go get their nails done, maybe. Whatever it may be, whatever their hobby is, they may play a piano or do a puzzle. That's their me time, or read a book. But I think that's definitely important, to have me time. So I make it a point to get my me time in. Probably not every day, but at least on the weekend when I go hiking.
Thank you, Damon. I think all the points that you made, you gave some really valuable information. Especially,
I hope so.
I think you really did, especially with the happiness and your examples of self-care.
Yes.
So I just want to again thank you, Damon, thank you for being my guest.
Yeah, definitely. I love you.
I love you, Damon.
Definitely.
Okay. And with that, this is the end of this particular episode of Curious to Inspire. Again, my name is Naila Trout. My guest today was my wonderful brother, Damon Melfi. So until next time, goodbye.
All right, thank you.